guys, thanks for watching. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all had a very happy New Year's. I wanted to start off 2018 on the right foot by creating a new survival kit and making a video for y'all. So I'd love to know your thoughts on this kit. And if you guys are curious about any of the items that I show in this video, be sure you check out those links in the description box down below. If you purchase these items on Amazon.com using those links, it helps support this channel. I can purchase more items for kits and make more kits as a result of that. So I just finished my Bugout bag, and I'll have a video up here shortly. But now that I'm working on my everyday carry bag, I'm kind of streamlining it. I wanted to make a mini survival kit so that I can kind of toss in there and have the capabilities just in case I only have my everyday carry bag on me and I don't have my Bugout bag on me. But even though I keep my Bugout bag in the car. But I wanted to kind of think about a few different things when I made this kit, and I want to pass that off to you guys. Is what do you think the most important item is for a survival kit? Is it, I got two main categories here. Is it a fire starter, such as this Bic lighter or this ferrocerium rod from Exotac? Or is it a knife, such as this Gerber strong arm or the Mora 511? I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know what one item you would take with you if you had the choice. I know that there's this show back in the States. I'm stationed overseas at the moment, but I've heard of the show, was it Naked and Afraid, where you can only choose one item. Me personally, I would bring a knife with a fire starter. This is the Genesis from LT Wright, as well as another Exotac, and I'll talk about what this is attached to it here in a second. By the way, even though I'm talking about different companies, no company is paying for this. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that. And with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about what the grenade is or what's inside of it. But this is a new product from Condor. This is known as, I think, the grenade, and that's kind of why I named it the survival grenade, the survival kit. But also there are survival grenades out there, such as this one from the Friendly Swede. It's paracord wrapped, and then a bunch of little items that are integrated on the inside of this. I did a video on this super long time ago. Don't look for it. It's not a great video. It's back when I first started. But I wanted to kind of take the philosophy of what items would I first need in a survival situation, but also cannot easily replicate when I'm in the great outdoors. And I want you guys to be thinking of that too when you make your kits. Also, another important thing about survival kit is having a kit that you actually have with you. So if you have a Bugout bag that's gigantic and it's 50 pounds, but you can't put it in your car or carry it with you, then what's the point? So that's what little kits like this come into play. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go over some of these items on the outside and we'll delve what's inside. But we have, this is Paracord. This is a Paracord Lanyard that I made. Thank you very much. But paracord lanyards are actually not very difficult to make, but the paracord itself is not just 550 test weight on it, which is what people use whenever they parachute in from somewhere. That's why it's called paracord, is because that's what they use for parachutes. But on the inside of this is tinder. And this tinder has a waxy coating on it. You kind of scrape it. It's made by the company Live. For those of you who are familiar with that, I've done videos on that as well. But basically, you take either a flame, or you can use a ferrocerium rod and put sparks on the tinder and create a fire that way. So, anyways, that's a long-winded answer of what this is. So, a tinder, paracord. A paracord obviously has a multitude of different uses in a survival situation. And then this is also a tinder. This is actually known as the tinder zip, which is a zipper pull. I got this from Exotac, but it's orange and it's also reflective as well. So I figured, why not attach that to the outside zipper? And then moving on to what's on the inside, you can see that I have a knife, and I'm going to go on my little soapbox for a minute and say that if you've got a survival kit, whether it be small like this one, this is no bigger than the size of my fist, it should still have a knife in it. You should never say, well, I always have a knife on me. Well, that's not true. You don't always have a knife on you. Sure, most of us will carry one when we can, but you should always have a knife on you. And a fixed blade knife is stronger than a folding knife because, it doesn't fold. And yes, this is going to be small, but you know, with the lanyard, which also has that 550 fire cord on it, you know, it's manageable, even though it's got a very small blade. You can do some tasks with it. If nothing else, you can feather stick and make pointy, sharp sticks. But yeah, this is from CRKT. This is known as the RSK MK5, designed by Doug Ritter, who's also a survivalist. And this is basically made for mini survival kits. If you guys checked out my Altoid survival kit video, this is the one that I include in there. Also, duct tape is wrapped around the sheath, because duct tape is, you know, it's duct tape, so you should always have it with you. And moving on to, I'm going to start with the left side. This is from Live Fire. This is basically fire steel or a ferrocerium rod, which used combination with the striker creates the sparks as you just saw to hopefully start a fire and not on your table in your man cave. But we also have a whistle integrated into the handle to use for signaling. I think you guys know what a whistle is at this point, right? But yeah, having a way of communicating that you're in a dire situation is at least as important, if not more important, than having a kit on you, because you want to be found. You don't want to just be out there surviving forever. You've got some tweezers right here. It's kind of light on the first aid because it's difficult to put a full trauma kit or a hospital inside of something this small. That's not first aid yet. We got Band-Aids over here, as well as the antibiotic ointment, also known as Neosporin, your mother's best friend. And we have some money. This is euro for those of you who are in America and you've never seen anything that's not green as money. But like I said, I'm stationed overseas. I said that in some of my other videos, but we got some euro. And then we have a signaling mirror right here with the film still on it, but having a signal mirror using direct sunlight it's a good way to signal for help. And then a compass that actually is a working compass. This works really well. I tested this out with a bigger compass, and they both show the same thing. So either they're both wrong in the same way, or they're both right. And then a nano streamlight mini keychain flashlight. Made into a little zipper pull, but having LED light is good for, you know, if you are stranded at night, it's good to not walk around at nighttime. Kind of save that for the daytime if you're in a survival situation. But you know, if you get stranded at night, you know, you might need a flashlight. Not to mention you can use this to signal for help as well at nighttime. Moving on to, since it's right on top, this is crazy glue that, in my non-medical expert opinion, you can use as suture. You know, warning, hazard, you know, asterisk. Don't try this at home, but I've been told that you can do that. Anyways, moving on to the fishing kit from SOL, hooks, lines, sinkers, and swivels. So if you are next to a body of water, hopefully you can use that as a way of feeding yourself. And then moving on to, this is another fire starter, this time from a little Bic lighter, and it's got hooks on here. It's got obviously duct tape wrapped around it, and then there's some kind of sail needles in the back. And then the last items are for water purification, and we have a beverage bag. This says hot beverage bag, but you can put cold beverages in, I promise. But I got this from an MRE, and the reason I have this is because it's about 1 liter, and these purify up to 1 liter of water. So that way, if you come across water, even water that's, you know, quickly moving in streams, can still have things in the bacteria and such that you don't want to be able to consume. So having water purification tablets will help eliminate some of those issues. So that's everything inside of the kit itself. However, but wait, there's more. What I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be putting that grenade that I made inside of this container. So this is from Tokes. You guys can see that it's got the little handle. It's basically like a camping cup, more or less, and it's got a top right here as well. And I think it's made out of titanium. It's very lightweight. But I'm taking that, I'm putting the grenade in here, as well as I put some other items in here, such as this emergency blanket, also from SOL. And obviously there is a bandana, which bandana has lots of different survival purposes as well. And of course, I'm tossing in another knife. This is from Mora, the Light My Fire knife. So I'm going to be putting all of these kind of together and putting it into the side pocket on my everyday carry bag. And then whenever I do my everyday carry bag video, I'm going to be referencing this video to show you guys what's inside. Alright guys, so as we wrap up, I just wanted to reiterate that this is a small, compact survival kit. It's not all-encompassing, all-inclusive, but I did want to make sure that I hit all of the main things that a survival kit needs in order to be most beneficial, as well as still remain that compact size that you can just toss into a backpack and bring with you into the woods, or incorporate into your everyday carry system, just in case there is a worst case scenario that presents itself. But with that in mind, I do want to hear you guys' thoughts on what you think the #1 item is for a survival kit. Is it a knife? Is it a fire starter? Is it something else? Let me know in the comment section down below. And be sure to check out those links that I'm leaving for where you can find all of this gear on Amazon. I get a very small percentage of those sales, and what I use is I take the earnings from those links and then I put them back into the channel, and I purchase items to make more survival kits like the ones you just saw, as well as the upcoming survival kits such as the Bugout bag, as well as the everyday carry bag, which is going to incorporate a bunch of survival preparedness items in it as well. Anyways guys, y'all stay safe out there, and remember, it pays to be prepared. God bless.